Douglas Cooling and Heating, serving the Birmingham area for 38 years. 988-3706. That's Douglas.
This is your Weather Xtreme video for Saturday, January the 14th. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Wow, half of January is already gone. 2012 just slipping by very quickly. Well, it's a beautiful day out there this morning. Let's take a look at the neighborhood. How about a look at the Skycam from Birmingham? And there's a beautiful shot as the sun is beginning to put some color into the eastern sky. We're looking west at Demopolis, so we don't see a lot of color just yet, since I'm doing this around 6:30, and so we don't see it just yet, but the sky is clear down there as we look down the Tombigbee River. I have a little surface low moving through the Mid-South area, but thanks to the fact that there is no moisture, we're not going to have to deal with anything of any significance with this particular little surface low moving through. And you can see the little upper air reflection just in the northwest part of Missouri, and that moving through the bottom of the trough today, and certainly won't do much, again, because it's pretty much moisture starved, and therefore we're not going to see much from that. Temperatures across the country, pretty chilly. Look at all those really cold values in Canada. But, of course, the single-digit values dipping down into the eastern side of Iowa and down into Illinois. So it is a bit of a chilly day for the United States. And, of course, across central Alabama, we're down into the lower 20s. Some spots getting into the teens, as you can see Gadsden at 19 there. And few spots, like I say, getting into the teens, but it's going to be warming up nicely today, although thanks to that surface low, we are going to see a little bit of an impact in terms of the wind. QPF indicating about as a maximum of around a half inch, and that's primarily going to come on Tuesday. The morning 06Z GFS model run, and I'm going to refer to the European in a couple of spots, and that is based on the 0Z because we don't get a 6Z from them. But there's our cool morning or cool midday surface map. You can see the 540 line down a little bit south of Macon, Georgia, and down almost to Montgomery, and that is going to be moving back to the north as we gradually warm up. You can see on Sunday, the ridge begins to pump up a little bit over the central part of the country, and that will help us to warm up. We warm up even more as that ridge moves off into the eastern U.S. along the east coast. And, of course, with that, the thicknesses have really warmed up nicely. And Monday looks like possibility that we'll get a front down into the area, but probably more to our west and northwest. So right now, not putting any showers in. We may see a few more clouds on Monday. Tuesday, however, the front gets down into the area. As you can see, some colder air coming into the central part of the country once again. Not as cold as what we've just had. And the European in pretty good agreement. As a matter of fact, first of all, on the GFS, let's take a look at where the surface low is. It's got it out over essentially western New York. And the front trailing down into central Alabama. On the European, and remember, these are the same times, it's a little bit, just a tiny bit slower. The surface low is not quite into New York, not too far off. The frontal position is actually in fairly good agreement. Again, just off just a little bit. So as far as model consistency, they're both in pretty good shape. We see another trough, not as deep as the one we've seen with this cold episode, so don't expect us to turn quite as cold Wednesday, but we're going to get back down into lows in the 20s and highs in the 40s once again. So there's the 540 line on Wednesday down around Muscle Shoals. By Thursday, we see another little traveling system coming through the flow over Missouri. Again, nothing to really worry about. The overall upper air pattern flattens out on Friday, so that should mean a little bit of a milder day. But notice that we do have a number of little short waves in there, and of course one of those becomes a little bit more aggressive, shall we say, on Saturday, and of course that means that we might see some showers in the area as depending on exactly how much moisture. Right now we're dry through Friday, and I think we'll have to hold off on what we're going to say about Saturday just yet, but it certainly looks like we may see some isolated showers. Now, extending the forecast out into Voodoo Country, and The GFS becomes fairly aggressive with the southwesterly flow once again. We had that pattern in December and early January, and now looks like, we've turned a little bit colder. But here we go. Here comes another short wave coming out of the southwest, and of course that would be a pretty warm pattern and also pretty wet. Here we are on the 26th, and another one. And that one looks pretty warm pattern for the southern tier of the United States. And then we get into, once again, a little more of a troughiness over the eastern half of the country, and certainly a little bit colder pattern as that ridge over California really pumps up. Not quite getting up into, extreme northern Canada, but certainly tapping into air that's going to be pretty cold. Maybe not Arctic air just yet. Well, that'll do it for the Weather Xtreme video for today. Expect to have the next one posted first thing tomorrow morning. In the meantime, I hope that you have a wonderful day and enjoy the weather as it goes from cold to at least a little bit milder. Godspeed.
Thank you for trusting us to be your #1 source for news
in all of Central Alabama.
in back-to-back ratings periods.
More people watched ABC 3340
than any other station in Birmingham.